Never mind. For the sake of time, and given some things that are currently happening, I'm going to ask that we amend this meeting, this agenda, and we are only going to include under presentations item A and B. And then under action items, number 1, number 3, and number 4. Those are time sensitive and
We could even just do this one. We don't have to do that one.
we can skip that one? Okay.
That could be another
Mr. Witt says that presentation A, the college and career check, could be another night as well. So let's make it B, which is our bond process overview, and then skipping on to action items. Item 1, item 3, and item 4. We know that there's some people who have some other things to do, and we also don't want to be here all night. And so we can break some of this up into June. So the motion is amended. Can I get a motion to amend the agenda as I just presented? Moved by Mr. Osowski. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Miller. Is there any discussion?
Yes, discussion.
Yes.
So does that mean that we're not doing like the superintendent's communication and all of that stuff is removed?
Correct. We're going to do time sensitive
Okay.
only.
All right.
I would say that the things like the board brag book and calendar of events can certainly be posted online, even if they haven't been shared here tonight. They're done, they're in your packet, so we can move forward with stuff like that, but
Okay. All right. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Call to the audience, public participation regarding agenda items. I hear none. Okay. We've already had our student communication because we moved that up. Okay, so we will move on to presentations. Item B, 2025 Bond Process Overview, Jason Witt and Rob Gavin. Welcome to the hot seat. Sure.
so before, I just want to point you to this handout right here that's in your packet, because I know your packets have a lot of information in them. Right here?
Yeah.
It should be,
It's like
it's
3 or
probably
4 pages
actually
down.
right, it's right after this one. It's just a one-pager that identifies the process for the issuance of the Series 1 of the 2025 school building and site bonds, and the schedule of events. Some of these events have already taken place, but I will let Mr. Gavin maybe just walk us through that, and then he will also be present for the action item later if there's questions related to the resolution or the longer document that was included in the board packet.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here again. Congratulations on the successful election, on getting the bonds passed. So that was great news. You know what? I neglected to print off a copy of that calendar, but I can probably guess what's on it. Oh, that works too. Thank you.
Yep.
You probably have it all in your head anyway. Rob.
They're all the same.
Right.
All the same stuff has to happen every time. So, as Jason mentioned, we've already had a number of these have already occurred. For example, after the election, Baker Tilley, your municipal advisor, who will be appointed in this resolution, already drafted and circulated the bond offering document to pass around to investors. So we've already been going over that. We had a due diligence call where we reviewed all the information in there because it's got a lot of financial information about the district. Superintendent Witt and your CFO were on that call as well, along with me and representatives from Baker Tilly. The bond rating call, I believe, was this morning. So I'm not normally on those, so I don't usually participate in them, but they're pretty straightforward.
Yes, that took place this morning.
Okay. And then, tonight, we're slated to adopt the authorizing resolution, which is in your packet there, and I can go over that in kind of a little bit of detail now if you'd prefer, so that we don't deal with that later. And then, kind of after that, once you adopt this resolution, things get moving in terms of the bond issuance process. We will get the bond rating in early June, which it should, the bond rating will be,
This is the authorizing resolution for anybody. It's near the back of your packet.
it's a long document. It's at least 9 pages, and then I have many attachments to it. So I apologize.
That's okay.
So the bond rating will come, and then once we get the bond rating, we are publishing a notice of sale to receive competitive bids for the purchase of the bonds. Those will be out for a week, and then we have like it's now a video call. We used to hop on a conference call and do those. But we get the bids, and we just compare them all, and whichever one has the lowest interest cost to the district, that's who we award it to. So that will happen June 2nd, or June 9th is the day that we open that. So then, once we have the underwriter selected, and I can wait. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
We have a lot of pages in front of us.
Yeah, it's a
From our presentations that we're not doing.
thick packet.
We kill a lot of trees here in Redford. We won't next year.
So once the bids are open and the underwriter's selected, then we will we revise that offering document, and so that it has all those final numbers with the final bond amount and interest rate and all that kind of stuff is in there. And then I start drafting all of the closing documents. Like I finalize what the bonds are. I'll be bringing those back to the district for you guys to execute. So you'll have to exercise those hands, because I'll have probably 20 to 30 bonds for you to sign.
I think I remember signing
Yeah,
last time.
there's a lot.
There was a ton, because I was treasurer then.
And then along with that, there's a whole host of other documents and agreements that we have, like a continuing disclosure agreement, some of which are actually attached to your authorizing resolution. I have the form of the bond is in there, the continuing disclosure agreement's in there. There's a number of other things as well. But those will all get processed. Most of those other documents, besides the bonds, are signed by your superintendent, so he'll take care of that. And then we have the closing, which is always anticlimactic, because it's literally just a quick phone call to New York to say, we release the bonds, and that's it. Your money's in the account, and we're all set. Then you can start construction. So we've got,
I'm sorry, before you go on.
oh, yeah.
Do you have quick next questions here?
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Turn your mic on.
you said, oh, I'm sorry, thank you. You said, it was the name of the company that you said, I didn't catch that. Who was the name of the company?
Baker Tilly.
Baker.
Tilly.
Now,
Yep.
who are they?
They are, they've been acting as your municipal advisor. So they were a municipal advisor on the first series of bonds that were done the past few years for the first part of your capital improvement plan. And so it's Jesse Nelson is their head. We say
Chester?
Jesse.
Jesse, okay.
So every time you do a bond issue, there's a whole host of professionals that you need to hire, and the two most important ones are bond counsel, because I got to issue your opinion saying these bonds are properly issued and that they're tax exempt, because that's what the market relies on for the tax exemption. And then the municipal advisor, they help you prepare all your financial records. They help you size the bond. They help you figure out like how much we can afford, the district can afford to pay with the, like, for example, the goal for this bond was to have it no mill tax increase. So they were the ones that crunched all those numbers to say, okay, you can do about 44 million. And that's where those numbers all came from. They're the ones that put all that together and are helping us go to market to figure out how to properly size the bonds, what the likely interest rate is, all that kind of stuff.
So they're the numbers guys.
They're the numbers guys. I can read those numbers, but I could not prepare them for you. I don't have that expertise.
And then you said on 5/8 there was a due diligence call.
Yes.
What does that mean? What's going on there?
So that is a requirement under the federal rules, where when you are issuing bonds, you are required to put together, if it's over $1 million, you have to put together an offering document.
What offer document?
It's an offering document.
Gotcha.
In the bond world for public finance, we call it the official statement.
Oh, okay.
And it has a lot of parts to it. The first part has just kind of general information about the district, what the plan for the bonds is, what type of projects we're going to be doing, what the tax system is like in Michigan, because there's investors all over the country and possibly even all over the world that are buying these bonds. So the official statement is a way for them to learn about the tax systems in Michigan and the district in particular. We have a whole
On what we're gonna do, like
on
regarding.
what you're going to do, but also how you perform fiscally. It has a lot of information about enrollment history. It has a lot of information about tax history, property values. It has a lot of information about your budget, your debt load, demographics, what the top 10 taxpayers are in the district so that they can see who those people are. If there's anything that comes up, like if there are major tax appeals over those properties, we have to disclose those so that investors know there might be a tax reduction coming, because of a tax appeal. Not that it affects it because it's a unlimited tax levy bond, but they need to know that. It has information, it has a copy of your audit, a lot of stuff. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jason.
It's basically like a prospectus for
Almost like a
investors.
SWOT, but almost like a SWOT.
So if you're looking at, just like if you're looking to invest in anything else,
Yeah.
it's basically like that prospectus that provides a snapshot of the district and even broader, the township, and even a little bit Wayne County,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
so that prospective investors looking to buy the bonds have something to consider.
a good insight. And so with this, so you guys on this call, you guys draft up this statement.
Yes, Baker Tilly did most of the drafting on it, and then the team that we had went over it to make sure that it's accurate and discloses everything that we are aware of about the district.
So is this statement finished?
No,
Okay.
it has not been published yet. It won't
Okay.
be published until early June.
Till when?
Early June.
Early June. Okay, perfect.
And when we'll probably do one or two more rounds of revisions just to make sure that it's accurate.
And then, Mr. Witt, this is shared to the board after?
Yeah, I mean, when it's ready, I have no problem sharing it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Unless there's other questions, we can move on to talking about the resolution, which,
Yeah, so let's go ahead and move down our agenda here. And we'll go ahead and give us the skinny on the resolution, and then we'll make the motion, and then we can ask some more questions.
oh, okay. So, and believe it or not, you guys are actually one of my more experienced boards with these resolutions now. This is now, I think, the third time I've been before you with a bond authorizing resolution. So I know it's big. The first 9 pages are the actual resolution, and then the rest are attachments, which are like forms of documents. So like the form of the bonds, and other things like that. I'll get to that, but it's really the first 9 pages that are important. So, we have the, kind of the recitals, which are all those
The
whereases.
whereases and hear those.
Yep, which is just,
Hitherto's.
that's the ballot language that the voters voted on. And then, that we're determining to issue at this point, $12,500,000 out of that 44 million. So that's the first section. Section 1 says that we're going to issue the bonds in the amount of $12,500,000. It has on top of page 3, there's a table with all of the maturities. So you see some are in November, some are in May, but they are being issued over the next 28 years. Or they're issued over the next 28 years, so we'll be paying for 28 years on these.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep. So that's the amounts that they will be. And that's when those payments would be made. So on November 1, 2025, we'll pay $80,000 plus the interest.
Oh, so we're paying that right back to our people, whoever got
Yep.
our bonds.
Exactly.
Got it.
So think of these as, if you buy
Payments.
a 10-year treasury.
Yeah, payments. Got
Yep,
it.
those are the payments, yeah.
Got it.
So the rest of paragraph 1 talks about how those are the dollar
It's
amounts
like
that.
a mortgage. You're signing your life away, man.
Baby, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So the rest of that paragraph talks about how we think this is the amount that we need, but we might tweak it a little bit depending on the numbers. One of the reasons we have to tweak things sometimes is because bond purchasers, they like to have they have certain interest rates they like to target, so they like fiddle with numbers, and then we fiddle back so that it's not too crazy. But it would be roughly in these dollar amounts. Paragraph 2 is about mandatory redemption. Sometimes bond purchasers like to aggregate, several maturities into one, so they might say like, give me, the May 1, 2051 through May 1, 2053. Make that just one bond. So that's what that paragraph's for. They've got their reasons for doing that. I'm not a bond investor, so I don't really understand it, but we can do that. Paragraph 3 is about optional redemption. That's
When you say paragraph 3, can you use page numbers?
Oh, yeah, page 3, paragraph number 3. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Optional redemption, that's the point. 10 years from now, if interest rates are better, we can refinance. Basically, it's like getting a refinance on your mortgage. So if interest rates are lower, we will, of course, do that because it saves taxpayers money. Paragraph 4 at the bottom, issue price determination. That's a federal rule that we have to follow in order to figure out what exactly the issue price is for the bonds, because that matters for calculating certain things under the federal rules. Next page, page 4, paragraph 5 at the top says the bond shall be in the form attached, which I have attached to the resolution. Paragraph 6 is the kind of the big one. That's the bidding and acceptance of the awards. So this tells us how the bids are going to be accepted. And there's 2 ways. We have there's an electronics bid system that is used in the municipal market called Parity, or alternatively, people can email bids. So sometimes banks like to bid on these. They're probably not going to for yours; it's too big. But they like to bid, and they'll submit an email into the Municipal Advisory Council of Michigan, which is they're the ones that will host kind of the bid opening. So then this resolution authorizes your superintendent or your CFO, once we have all of those bids in, to award the bonds to the lowest bidder. So, and it sets those parameters in which they can accept that. So maximum interest rate of 6%, minimum interest rate of 1%, which you won't see 1%. Most of what I've seen lately has been in the 4 to 5 range. Purchase price of not less than 99% of the bonds, so that would be selling at a slight discount, and not more than 118%. They might pay more for the bonds. Sometimes that's how they fiddle interest rate. It's technical. I only just barely understand it myself. We could get Baker Tilly to talk more about it if we need to. And then we don't need a good faith deposit, and we can't exceed 30 years. So as long as it's within basically those parameters, Jason or Michael can accept it. And we will have, a verbal award on the video call, and then I write up a sale order for Jason to sign later that day, so that it's memorialized on paper. And if there are any questions, just stop me at any point, because I can ramble on.
So, like, as we just got finished, because I wasn't here for when we did our last bond. So how long was that bond for?
I think 30 years.
30 years. So
Is that-
we're paying. So we'll still be paying that too.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Oh,
Got it.
and it is a lot, I know. It seems like a lot on paper too, but it's
So, oh gosh. So like, taking it back from the first bond, right? We probably have a calendar similar to this that for the last one, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
not exactly the same. But the thing to remember too is that the only reason this works and the reason you're doing this now
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
is because old debt's dropping off and we're keeping that millage rate the same, so there was extra capacity there. So that's how that worked.
Right.
And that's
But-
why voters approved it, because even though it is a lot of money, it's not actually increasing their tax rate.
Right, it's not increasing the tax rate, but what I'm thinking is, I don't know what our calendar payment numbers look like for that other, I'm concerned about that.
Oh, it's actually in that official statement. So when Jason shares you a copy of that, you'll see it.
Oh.
It has the debt service schedules in there, I think.
Okay.
Or at
And-
the very least, like the dollar amounts.
Yeah,
And
how
we
many,
can,
because we're releasing that, you know what I'm saying, and we'll be releasing this too, you see what I'm saying? So that's what got me like, oh.
yeah, it's a large number to see on paper. It
Yeah.
is. But this is literally the only way you have to maintain your facilities and improve them and get them better for your students. There's nothing else in Michigan, under Michigan law, that lets you do this. So this is how districts have to do it. And you guys, you're in the middle of a large capital program that was very much needed.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not concerned about the work that we know what the work needs. It's more so I'm looking at the payments that
Oh, yeah.
we have to
Our
pay,
debt
our
going
debt.
forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. And like, we have this new debt, and then like our old debt that we still, and that's kind of where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm kind of thinking about.
I hear you. It beyond that too, though. There are limits. Like you can only, like investors are not going to want to buy these unless they know you can pay them,
Yeah.
and you are backed by the state of Michigan. That's something I'm going to get to actually in this next paragraph, so we can actually even start talking about it now. With the application, we are these bonds are participating in the Michigan School Bond Qualification Loan Program. So that means the state of Michigan is putting their stamp on these, saying, if the district can't pay these, we will.
So they're like our
Oh.
cosigner.
A little bit. They're an
okay.
extra level of security.
Okay.
But granted, if they
I
pay
mean-
it, you have to pay them back.
Oh, for sure.
But-
Listen,
but-
I'd rather be in debt.
But they will only be doing that if they know that you're in good shape. If like, there's a whole application
Yeah.
process. Like, I know that we're here talking about these bonds now. We started meeting about these bonds last summer.
Yeah, and we've
Like-
already been to Treasury.
Yeah.
Treasury wouldn't have approved us if
Exactly.
if they were
So
concerned
this
about our
is-
ability to pay it back.
Yeah, you guys kickstarted this process all way back ago.
It's a long, it's
We might
sometimes
have
it's-
started the process back, but my mind is wrapping.
I-
you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That's all. That's all. You know, my mind is
I
processing
understand,
it.
it's not only a new process to you, it's new to some of the other board members as well.
Yep. So, so that's what paragraph 7 is about filing that final, a final qualification application to file with Treasury once we get the final numbers from the bidding on this. Paragraph 8 at the bottom of page 4 there, the paying agent, they who do you guys use? US Bank? Yes. Okay. So US Bank, they basically are the ones that keep track of all those payments, the interest and principal payments that we have to make, and they send the district an invoice every 6 months to say, here's what you got to pay now. And then Michael cuts them the check or makes the wire from the debt service reserve fund. So, next page, page 5 is we've got paragraph 9, the book entry only. It used to be back in the day that these were all handled on paper, and if you wanted information, you had to call the Municipal Advisory Council of Michigan, and when you were, getting your interest payment, the bonds literally had little coupons that you could rip off of them,
Oh, my gosh.
and you
It's like-
turned them back in.
Like we used to get them, like we used to get our car note. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yep.
sent it in every month with your check.
Yep.
Nobody pays anything that way.
Just like that. So that's what they would do. And but nowadays it's all electronic through the Depository Trust Company in New York. So that's what that paragraph 9 is about. Paragraph 10 at the bottom of page 5 and on to page 6. That is all about if DTC for some crazy reason goes under, we fall back to that old system. So it's just there as a just in case. Paragraph 11 is all about signing the bonds. Authorizes the board president and secretary to do so. Paragraph 12 is the debt retirement fund. So we're setting up a bank account so that the money from the tax levy can go into that bank account to pay debt, principal and interest on the bonds. Paragraph 13 is the capital projects fund. That is where all the proceeds from the bond sale go, so that they can be used to pay costs of issuance and the project costs. And speaking of costs of issuance, page 7, paragraph 14, that's an authorization to pay all the costs of issuance, including so that's like my fee. We have to pay a fee to the county for the election. We have to pay Baker Tilly's fee, other things like that. When we publish in the bond buyer, that has a fee, and so on. Paragraph 15 is all about getting the bond rating, which we are already in the process of doing that. Method of sale is competitive sale, so that's why we're publishing in the bond buyer. Starting with this summer, we will be starting the tax levy so that we can pay debt service on the bonds.
So we
Tax
can do
exemption.
what? So we can do what? Pay what?
Debt service is when we pay principal and interest.
Okay.
We just call it debt service in my world.
All right, okay.
Well, and the other thing is, I
She's got a banquet.
I live this stuff, so I can use all this lingo, and I forget that you guys don't know it. So if you don't know something, please just let me know. Tax exempt status on the bonds. The reason we're selling these, the whole market exists because of the tax exempt status for municipal bonds. So that's a covenant that we will take all actions necessary to maintain the tax exempt status on bonds. Paragraph 19 is a continuing disclosure undertaking. Since we're doing that official statement with all those items in it, we also have to update the official statement essentially for investors so that because there's a secondary market for these bonds, people trade them. It's not as liquid as the stock market, but they can trade them.
So we can possibly have another person take over, if people who buy our bonds now, it can possibly go to another buyer.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, that's what the underwriter does. So when we do the initial sale to the underwriter, they have all the secondary market buyers that they're selling to.
That's why they're
So
underwriters.
they don't hold on to the bonds. They're the ones with the relationships to sell those bonds too. But people have an interest in knowing how you're doing. I mean, these bonds are outstanding for nearly 30 years. In 15 years, if somebody's thinking about buying this bond, they're going to want to be able to look you up and see how you're doing.
Yeah.
So there's an online website for that called Emma. But so we do that every December. We update that information. On to page 8, paragraph 20 is the official statement. It just talks about that. We pretty much already summarized that. Paragraph 21 is state treasurer's approval. which that is already done. If you have qualified status, which your district does, we don't need to worry about that. Paragraph 22 is about bank qualification. That only applies to bonds that are issued for less than $10 million. Since this is over $10 million, that doesn't apply. Paragraph 23 retains my firm and Baker Tilly officially as your bond counsel and as your municipal advisor. Paragraph 24 is about bond insurance. Some buyers want to get bond insurance. Not likely here because you've got that school bond qualification and loan program, so they don't really need it, but sometimes they want to do it. This is basically saying that's at your cost, not ours, if you want to do it. Further actions if necessary for paragraph 25. Paragraph 26 is the security report, which we have to file that with the Michigan Department of Treasury after we issue the bonds. It's just information reporting. We also have to do one to the IRS as well. And then the rest of them are forms. So the form of the bond, the form of that final qualification application. We also have the continuing disclosure agreement, which is where we promise to file certain that continuing disclosure information. And then what was D? Exhibit D is the official notice of sale, the form of the sale that we, the notice that we publish in the bond buyer. So that is a very comprehensive overview of your authorizing resolution for these bonds.
I got a question. So how are we keeping this money separate from the general expense? I
So-
guess. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go to the motion.
Oh, sorry.
And then we'll ask, so that we're making sure we follow. Okay.
Cool.
Because I have some questions too. That was one of them too.
Okay.
You're reading my mind, girl. All right, can I get a motion that the Board of Education, at the recommendation of Jason Witt, Superintendent, and Michael Beltink, CFO, authorize the process for the sale issuance of Series 1 bonds for the voter-approved 2025 capital bond project per the resolution authorizing issuance of 2025 school building and site bonds, Series 1, general obligation, unlimited tax, and other matters relating thereto as presented. Moved by Mr. Osowski, seconded by Mrs. Martin. There's an ongoing joke here. All right, is there any discussion, Mrs. Martin?
Oh, yes.
Now you can ask your question.
How are we keeping this money separate from general expense? Basically, the money that we're supposed to be paying, going in my head, this is how it was working out. The money that we're supposed to pay back the bonds, like our, on our due dates. How are we keeping that money separate in the general expense so we won't have that money sitting in general expense?
There is a separate fund by law, the debt service fund. So any taxes
So
that
that was
we
one of the
collect.
provisions in there.
Yeah, one of
Oh,
the,
okay.
any of the taxes that we collect
Confusing though.
for the debt service goes directly, so it has its own separate bank account, and it has its own separate fund
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
in the financial statements. So it's all accounted for, it's in its own silo, and the cash is in its own account.
And it's all subject, oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say, it's all subject to audit to make sure that it's all kept separate. So when your auditor does your audit every year, they're looking at that too.
Okay. Cool. That's it.
Okay, and I was going to ask that same question. I thought that's what I understood, that it was going into a separate account. I have three questions. How does our financial position changing negatively potentially impact the sale and issuance of these bonds? That's the first question.
It depends on what kind of change it is and how significant it is.
Fund balance and quite a
I can
bit.
speak to that by saying this. The change was discussed in today's call with the Standard & Poor's.
Okay,
So any changes are disclosed to them through that process.
Okay,
So
Thank you.
it gets factored into your rating, which then that will factor into the interest rate that potential purchasers will offer.
so we could potentially be paying a higher interest rate because we're a greater risk than we were 6 months ago.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
I will also say that investors are a little nervous, and
Yeah.
bonds
Yeah.
are generally considered one of the safest investments out
Yeah.
there.
What happens if we don't approve this tonight?
Then the bonds don't issue, and we can sit on the authorization for a while. Your
How-
voters did approve it, so.
Right, yeah.
It can get issued. I think there's a time limit. I'd have to double check. I want to say that it's got to be completed within 10 years after the vote.
Yeah, okay.
But-
Just in case, you know.
Yeah.
The issue is getting the 2.5 mil on the rolls, the tax rolls for the summer taxes here.
Correct.
That's
Okay.
why we're pushing to get it done before June 30th.
Okay, gotcha.
Can you explain that to me? I'm sorry. I hear what you're saying, but
So we're putting in, not additional, so we have 2.5 mils of tax currently that will roll off the tax roll.
That are gonna expire.
That's
If
why-
we don't get them on the
Gotcha.
summer.
That's why we have to
Because
do
we
it
sold-
right now.
Yes, we sold it
Gotcha.
as a zero tax increase.
Okay, gotcha.
So they'll see it coming off and then it'll come back on and that will not
Right.
go.
Then we'll look like we lied.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
technically we did.
So
Okay,
from a legal perspective, it wouldn't change much. From a practical perspective, it would mean everything to your voters.
yeah, absolutely. I'd be ticked off. And
And
then,
with the way we're structured in Michigan, summer taxes is the opportunity to collect those,
absolutely.
anything associated with the
The
schools.
schools.
Yep. And then my last question is, the issuance and sale of these bonds does not commit us to using the same owner's rep construction firms? Okay,
No, that will be
It's a completely
determined,
separate
while we've
issue.
had some preliminary discussions as far as with the current appointed owners rep about the process to come. That was something that was gonna be discussed more in June.
okay,
And this, while Baker Tilly, the municipal advisor, and bond counsel are authorizing here, there's nothing in that resolution that selects an architect, a construction manager, or anything else.
okay.
No, the only thing you're kind of committed to is the projects as described in that application that we filed with Treasury. So, but
But the projects
Even
as
those are-
the projects as described though are the projects that were the basis for presenting.
Right, I mean,
To
we
the
were
voters
committed to
anyway.
that when we
Right,
went
right,
to
right, right.
Treasury.
even there's some amount of flexibility.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what's outlined? That's what we have to do.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
With some leeway, not a lot though. All right, are there any further questions? Okay, this requires a roll call vote. Mr. Osowski? Mr. Bailey? Mrs. Johnson? Mrs. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Miller? Chair votes yes, motion carries 6-0. All right,
Thank you very much.
thank you. And
Thank you,
see,
Rob.
I saved you all kinds of time by eliminating all that
I
other
did,
stuff.
I appreciate
But
that.
Rob is gonna miss out on all the presentations
That's
we
true.
had
You
on
can
the
come back
agenda.
next month just to hear
I mean,
presentations.
just
if
keep
you want.
having cake and I'll keep coming.
I like that idea. Sometimes we feed you like food too.
You missed it.
You missed
us
the
a lot. Oh
food.
my gosh, you missed the food.
All right,
I'll take care, everyone.
thank you. Okay,
Just those two
yep.
were the only ones.
Okay, so we're going to move on to action item number 3, the Wayne Regional Education Services Agency, otherwise known as Wayne RESA, 2025-2026 General Fund Operating Budget Resolution. Can I get a motion that the Board of Education adopt the resolution supporting the proposed Wayne Regional Educational Services Agency 2025-2026 General Fund Operating Budget? Moved by Mr. Osowski, seconded by Mrs. Johnson. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing.
Yeah, wait,
oh,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
This was, I'm trying to think, which one was this? Help me.
This is the Wayne Risa budget.
This is the Wayne
How they
Risa
pivot.
budget, which all school boards within Wayne County are asked to consider for adoption. And the reason we push forward with this one tonight is because it is a timely matter, because ultimately the Wayne Risa Board is going to be taking action following what the individual boards do within Wayne County.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call. Mr. Bailey? Mrs. Johnson? Mrs. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Miller? Mr. Osowski? The chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Item 4, resolution designating local district's Wayne Risa election representative. So basically, we need to send somebody to cast our vote for the only two candidates that we have. Can I get a motion? I need a motion on who we would like to send as the representative for the board.
I'm going with Linda Jackson.
No, we need
No.
to send one of us.
We
It's
have to
like sending
send
a
somebody
delegate.
from this board to go there, and then the
Okay.
second component is who they're authorized to, which candidates are authorized to support, although there's
Only
two
two?
spots and two candidates.
Okay, so Ms. Miller is
Right.
volunteering to go.
Okay.
So can I get a motion that the Board of Education designate Ms. Miller as the representative of this board? Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Martin. We need an alternate.
Oh, do you say you want to be alternate?
Oh, Mr. Osowski nominates Mrs. Martin. Mrs. Martin, are you okay with that?
Were we supposed to do this? What day is that on?
Monday, the 2nd of June.
Oh. No, that's a work day. I gotta be at work. I gotta travel.
Mrs. Johnson, would you be willing to be an alternate? Okay.
She said yes?
She said yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the nomination is for Mrs. Johnson to be our alternate. It'll be in the evening, I think, Mrs. Johnson. All right. This election will be held Monday, June 2nd, 2025. I believe it's in the evening. It's the Wayne Risa. Okay. So it is moved by Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mrs. Martin, that the Board of Education, at the recommendation of Jason Witt, Superintendent, adopt the resolution for the designation of Ms. Miller as representative of this board for the electoral body and Mrs. Johnson as alternate in the event that the designated representative is unable to attend. The board will designate the representative to cast a ballot for the candidates to fill the vacancy on the Wayne Risa board. The election will be held Monday, June 2nd, 2025. The Wayne Risa 2025 board election candidates are James Berry and Linda Jackson. This designated representative is further directed to cast a vote on the first ballot on behalf of the Redford Union School Board of Education for candidates James Berry and Linda Jackson. This requires a roll call vote. Mr. Bailey? Mrs. Johnson? Mrs. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Miller? Mr. Osowski? Chair votes yes, motion carries. All right, I think that's all we needed to do.
Yes.
All right, so we will move on. We will skip everything else. We will go directly to future meeting dates. I will say, before we do that, remember graduation is next Wednesday, May 28th. What time do we need to be there? 5:30? 5:30? Somebody tell us.
Traffic right now,
4 o'clock.
Be there, I would arrive an hour early, just
What time does the ceremony start?
7 o'clock in the dot.
Okay,
And the caution from Mr. Taylor there is anybody who drives that direction knows this at this point, but there is a lot of construction around there.
And as Ms. Warren reminded us some time ago, we are all in possession of our graduation robes, so make sure you have that with you. It is, with the exception of Mrs. Johnson, because she doesn't have one yet, it is expected that you will wear your graduation robe out of respect for our students. Future meeting dates: Monday, June 9th, 2025, public budget hearing and regular meeting, 5:30 PM, McGowan School District Meeting Room. Monday, June 16th, board workshop, 5:30 PM, again here in the district meeting room. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Moved by Mr. Osowski. Seconded by Ms. Miller. That was close. Is there any discussion?
Did you say graduation May 28th?
Yes, Wednesday, May 28th.
7 p.m.
7 PM. Be
Be
there or
by
be square.
5:45.
Right? Oh my gosh.
All right, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 6:37.
What about this?